tenderloin. We're going to season with salt, pepper, and thyme. Both sides. At the restaurant, we like to use orange seasoning salt for everything. A little bit of salt and pepper, or as I like to say, a little bit of thunder and magic. Thyme is my favorite herb to go on pork. We'll press that in a little bit. Next, we'll take it over to a pan that I have preheating. We're going to sear. And don't pay attention to the other pan. I'll cover that in another video. We're going to give this about 10 seconds more before we flip. Okay, maybe 4 seconds. You can see how we're starting to develop some color. Now that this has had enough time in the frying pan, we're going to take it over to the grill and put some grill lines on it. So, out of the pan, onto the grill. We're going to keep the pan, because after we line it, we're going to put it back in the pan to bake it off in the oven. We'll add a bit of water to it, and when we're done, we're going to have something for our apples that go with this dish. Right, now for the next part of the orchard pork, it's apples. Take an apple, cut it. For this dish, I need 4 pieces. You could eat the rest of the apple. You could make this times 2 for a friend. All I need to do, really, is we're just quartering an apple. So I quarter them, I cut off on an angle the core, and this is another bad habit. Putting a knife between your fingers like that is a horrible habit, yet I do it all the time. I'm surprised I don't cut myself more often. Now that the sugar is starting to brown, you want to give it a couple little flips and add some water. We'll let that go for a second, and then we're going to add to that the apples with a little bit of cinnamon. Now over here, our pork is lining up nicely. We just want a little char flavor on it. We don't need to get a proper diamond-shaped grill lines on it because it's going to be covered with sauce. So at this point, I'm comfortable taking it back to the pan, popping it in a 350-degree convection oven. If you do not have convection, the rule of thumb is to add 50 degrees. So we're going to fire that in for about 7 minutes. Now that our sugar is boiling rapidly, we can add in our apples. A little bit of cinnamon. And because we're going to bake these, we just want to kiss these ever so gingerly. Give a couple tosses, shut it off. And we're going to pull them right out. Grab a slotted spoon. Now you might be wondering, great, what do I do with this puddle of sugary, cinnamony water next? What we like to do is, when we reheat our vegetables for dinner service, our blanched vegetables, our carrots all take a pass through the exact same sugar water, so that's our second use for it at the restaurant. Like I said, roughly 7 minutes in the oven, 350 degrees with convection. We're going to add those apples, we're going to add some almonds, we're going to add some honey. put this with apples, almonds, and honey, just like this, right back into the oven for another 4 or 5 minutes.
It's in there.
Pardon?
It's in it.
It's good then?
Yeah.
Okay, and the star of tonight's dish is obviously the protein, so we just arranged a nice steamed vegetables and oven roasted potatoes to go with this immaculate looking honey, apples, and almond topped pork tenderloin. At the restaurant, we call this the orchard pork. Now that's yum, and that's not a hack job.